And the purpose of these interactions or these small interviews are to, it helps the viewers. They
Yes,
get
sir.
some insight
Yes.
out of your experience. Recommended after 5 attempts, the fifth attempt.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to be a recommended candidate?
So my conference was the toughest one, I will say. I was
So what happened? I mean, you could make it means you could not clear the entrance test of RIMC. I know your father is a retired GCO. He must have been the happiest person. Tell me one memorable moment or that you have experienced in AFCAT.
yes, sir.
Well, Nomesh, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm good.
Nomesh, now you have been recommended after 5 attempts, the fifth attempt.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to be a recommended candidate?
So it's a great feeling, sir. It's been 5 years I'm trying for this from NDA after completing 12th standard. Now after graduation I've achieved this. It's a big feeling. It's a great thing for the family also. They've been waiting for this for a long time now. And finally it's done.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know your father is a retired GCO serving for the Defense Security Corps. He must have been the happiest person after hearing this, isn't it?
He was waiting for this for a long time. So from around he wanted me to join military school, Rashtriya military school from 2006. I couldn't make it then. But now making it to the academy, it's a big thing for him also. So he's been waiting for this moment.
So what happened? I mean, you could make it means you could not clear the entrance test of RIMC.
Yes, in the first attempt I couldn't clear the written test, but in the second attempt the thing was my dad was sure I'll make it in the written and I'll definitely make it in the interview also. But at that moment I just overheard my parents once speaking, and my mom was like, "Why at this age you're sending him to a boarding school?" Mom doesn't know what is a RIMC, what is military school, what is science school. They doesn't know. She was a bit emotional, and I just heard it. And in the exam paper, I didn't write anything. So I was a kid then. I couldn't make a decision, and I was emotional at that moment, and made that I won't write this exam so that I won't be going to a boarding school leaving my mom. From there, later I understood that that decision was wrong. In 10th standard, when I came in the base cantonment, I came across a guy who was wearing the military school T-shirt. So then I realized that this was a big opportunity for me. This could have been a platform where I could easily get into the forces as an officer. But finally, now I've made it.
Excellent. So when did you decide, you would like to join the defense services? At what stage of your life you got this feeling?
So this was that moment, sir, in my 10th standard when I met this military school guy. At that moment, I realized that I made a mistake of not writing the exam properly. But when the in 10th standard, made sure that I'll be getting into the services, and I told my dad that I'll be doing engineering, and then I'll be getting into career. I'll be choosing this career.
But then you told this in 10th, but you had 11th and 12th. You could have, tried for NDA. Why did you think of doing engineering and then doing this?
So at that moment, I was not aware of NDA. There was not much exposure. My dad was also not aware of it. But in 10th standard, I came across a diary of my dad. It was Indian Army's diary. So therein, I just saw about Indian Military Academy, IMA, and the only two options were CDS and TGC entry. So after seeing that, it just clicked me that I have to do engineering. Then only I'll be able to join. So I just blindly followed that. And when I came to 12th standard, I realized that there is NDA, there is something called SSB interview. These all things will be there. So I tried for NDA but couldn't clear because mentally I was prepared that I'm going for engineering and then I'll be joining IMA. So
You
that's
could
the
clear
reason.
the NDA. You couldn't clear the NDA written examination.
Yes, I couldn't clear the written exam. I attempted twice. Thereafter, I didn't have any attempts, so I couldn't clear.
But you
But
went for
after that,
TES.
yes, sir. But after that, I went for TS entry. But at that time, I didn't have much knowledge about how the 5-day process is going to be. I just had a brief information. I just followed a small book. Book was there. Therein, the steps were given, the process was given, but it was not sure how we have to present ourselves to be get recommended there. So without knowledge, I went there. I got screened out.
Okay, then you went on to do your engineering,
Yes,
and you had three more attempts thereafter.
yes. Thereafter completing my graduation, I started preparing in my final year when I was in 2019. I started preparing for CDS, and I had planned everything that I'll be writing the first CDS and AFCAT exam in February 2020, and I'll be clearing them. Then I will be coming to AFPA in the month of May. Then I had planned that till August I'll be having time, and then my SSBs will be coming up. So I was prepared for everything, and then this COVID came in my life, in our life especially, and everything got halted there. So I couldn't make it. I knew my weakness where I was lacking, so I needed a platform wherein I could test myself well. So AFPA was especially the important thing, which gave me that platform and confidence. After coming back from AFPA, I made sure that I worked on my weaknesses properly, and now the result is there. So
Uh-huh. So this time you got screened in as well as got recommended. Excellent. But tell me,
yes,
what's 14 days of training in AFPA? How do you think this 14 days could have given you the skills required to clear the get recommended?
so skill set was there so within me, but it was how to present myself, how to not to impress, but how to present actually what is the assessor looking in me. So there are different places wherein you can present yourself. In the interview there's a different way you have to present yourself. In the GTO, and you have to work with the team, you have to cooperate with everyone and go ahead. In the psychology test, you have to be calm and composed, and you have to do things, you have to write properly. Everything matters. So in the 14-day process, it was a it was 14 days were completely packed, wherein the day started from 5 a.m. in the morning and ended around 9:30, 10 in the night. So every day, every session was very knowledgeful. We got a good knowledge about everything, how we have to perform in there, how we have to show ourselves, so that the assessor gets a clear picture. We have to be genuine. That is the important thing. So in the 14-day process, we got everything, how we have to project ourselves in front of the assessor.
So you mean that made a lot of difference?
Yes, it made a lot of difference because I couldn't project myself properly during the screening process. The last 3 attempts, 4 attempts. But this time I got practice there. I got platform wherein I could practice with the people who are having the same agenda of getting recommended. It was a good competition over there, good exposure to different kind of people, and the conference build up was very good in AFPA.
Great. Okay. Tell me, when I was going through your PIQ, I saw that you're done very well in 10th, then it came down to 86% in 12th, and then coming to engineering, you dropped down to 68% of the thing. So I'm
Yes.
sure this would have attracted the attention of the interviewing officer. He must have asked the question. Could you just throw some light as to how did you handle that? And
So this wasn't asked in the interview. Interviewer didn't ask me, but I was prepared for this, and it's a genuine that the university I studied, my college was affiliated to the university, so getting marks from the affiliate university was difficult. This was somewhat I could get. I performed well. I did my best, so I was prepared for how to handle the situation there. But the interviewer didn't
great,
ask me about this.
fair enough. Okay. But then, okay, 68% is not bad either in engineering,
Yes.
it's near about 70%. That's not a bad score at all. That's okay. Now, which of these three tests you found to be the easiest one?
So obviously the psychology is the easiest one. We don't have nobody's watching us, nobody's going to say anything to us. So yeah, obviously the psychology is the best one and the easiest one, wherein you could project yourself in a very calm and composed way. You have to just write whatever comes to your mind, and you have to be genuine and It's the easiest way I feel.
So what exactly did you do after you finished with us in AFPA? How did you go about preparing for the psych test particularly?
So particularly PSYCH Test, Ashok sir has mentioned many small things there. So one of them was on a single topic, on a single picture, he told us to write 3 to 4 stories and of different theme. So that when a picture comes, you are not into going into single kind of stories. When the 12 pictures are coming, everything will not be the same one. So in my SSB, everything came on. Most of the pictures were of neutral pictures. There was no particular action like accident scene was not there, fire was not there. So most of them were neutral. So when I practiced on a single picture for 3 to 4 stories of different themes, that helped me a lot because I could think in a broader way. I was not into a tunnel vision. I was in a complete different way. I could take out any theme, any topic from anywhere, and I could write a story on the given picture. That helped Ashok
Excellent.
sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent. That is the right method. See, all of us have our own exposure and experience. So when you sit
Yes,
down and think and write five, four, three, four, different stories on an image, you are basically bringing out what is there deep in your memory based on your past exposure experience. So when
yes,
you do that, all those memories become very fresh in your brain. So
yes,
when you go and sit in the SSB, in the SSB, when you see an image, something out of that will, appeal to you, and you will be able to write a simple,
yes,
effective story. Excellent, very
yes.
good. And how did you prepare for VAT?
So the same thing, sir. VAT also different. Sir Ashok sir said to for observational and positive, negative. So I made sure that I write for a single word. I wrote at least 3 to 4 sentences, observational and the positive ones. I didn't think about the time of 15 seconds will be there. The same thing that 4 minutes will be given for my TAT. My agenda was to clear my thoughts, make good themes, good practice, so that I could perform well in the on the day in the psychology test.
Excellent. So you should show wide spectrum of imaginations. That is what
Yes.
will help you in the psych test. Excellent, very good. So which is the second easiest technique you found?
So second easiest, I will say interview, sir, because after coming back from AFPA, I remember Commander sir took my interview and he grilled me a lot in the interview he took me in AFPA, and it was around 1 hour. So he went everywhere in my life. He touched every section of my life. He made sure that he's not leaving a small thing, and he gave me experience of how tough it is going to be. So when I went into the actual AFSB, it was it went very smooth way. There was no pressure on me. But in AFPA, Commander Chakpani sir put me under a lot of pressure. So that helped me a lot. That after coming back from there, I told myself that I've been to the toughest interview now. So coming when I go to AFSB, I won't be facing such interview. It will be going to easy and it will help me a lot.
So you prepared yourself well for the interview?
Yes, I prepared myself well when I sat after coming back from there, sitting at home. I made sure that I recall everything, whatever I said, and how sir responded to me. I realized that I made a few things which were not necessary. I was trying to impress Chakmani sir at that moment. That was not necessary. I shouldn't have done that. So that put me under pressure that I will have to impress him. I have to impress him. So later I understood that I shouldn't do that. There were some points wherein I was showing my negative things. I was telling which were portraying my negative character that I should. So I made sure that I'm not going to do that after this, and I made sure that these things are not coming in my actual SSB.
And how about GTO? You found it very difficult?
Yes, sir. GTO. Frankly speaking, I always had issue with my communication skills. My English, I never trusted my English that well. So speaking spoken English was weak. So I always found it difficult to speak in front of people. And especially the lecture part was toughest for me because I have to, in a group, I can manage it well, but in lecture I have to stand up and give a lecture for around 2.5-3 minutes. So I found it difficult. Apart from that, in the GTO, the physical task and all, it was easy for me. I could manage them very well.
Okay. The practical task, PGT, HGT, command task, were you able to get ideas quickly?
Yes, sir. In the PGT, I got first two obstacles. I got ideas very well. So I was able to communicate with my team members. The team I got was very good. We all gelled up together very well, so that we didn't there was nobody obstructing anyone. We heard to each and every point, and we were helping each other to do the task. So in PGT, it was very easy. It was a smooth one. I got some ideas. I made sure that I'm also giving important to others who were giving a better ideas than me, so that we could implement and do the task fastly.
Very good. That is what should be the focus. The group
Yes.
aim is more important than individual aim. If
Yes.
any candidate tries to obstruct the group and tries to impose his own ideas, obviously he's going to be in trouble. I mean, he's being selfish and he's only trying to prove his point, forgetting that the group has to finish the task within the given time. Very good. So,
Yes.
what happened in the conference? Any questions
So
asked?
yes, sir, my conference was the toughest one. I will say I was asked many questions there, and especially I think I was made to speak. That was the only agenda there. So I was waiting for around 10 to 15 minutes therein. After going in, I was there were rapid fire on me. One by one, there were questions thrown on me. I was answering them. Around 4 to 5 minutes, my conference went.
So, what was your feeling after the conference?
After the conference, I was a bit happy that okay, they're trying to recommend me, or they're trying to think about me. I'm a doubtful candidate. I knew that I'm a doubtful candidate. But yes, if I've answered well, I'll be getting recommended. I was hoping that I'll be getting recommended this time.
Okay. So, since you are saying you are a doubtful candidate, which technique you think was doubtful?
I can't say exactly which technique I performed myself well. Might be the GTO, wherein I would have gone a bit down, or else my interview went well and my psychology was also good. So the only place which I could think, or I could say, is my GTO.
So, you had any problem in the lecturate in the actual SSB?
No, not particularly, but I was not that speaking fast, or I was not that good. But I made sure
Not
that
very.
I'm not very good. I'm not the best. I wasn't at the best at that time. I didn't do my best.
And what was the topic that you spoke on?
I spoke on e-voting.
Oh,
A
okay.
easy topic.
Okay. No, e-voting, I don't think is an easy topic. It's average level topic. Okay, fine. And
Yes.
how was your GD? How did that go?
My GDs went well, sir. In my first GD I started, and there were people opposing me, so I was able to answer them perfectly. So mostly the focus was on me. People were trying to tell me that your whatever you the lead I took up was wrong. Their lead was a bit stronger, so they were trying to tell me the same thing, but I was opposing them. Not opposing, but I was telling that this is the better thing, and I was in the discussion part. I did really well. And coming to the second GD, I didn't take up the lead, but I didn't take up the initiation, but I made sure that I participated well. I feel that GD, GP, and were good. The only place I felt was lecturate, where I lagged a lot.
So after AFPA, I'm sure you must have understood that you have to work on this lecturate part. So
Yes.
how did you go about preparing yourself for this?
So I prepared you gave around 70 to 80 topics. So preparation part was good. The only part was speaking, and for this I took up a job also, a non-technical job wherein customer care service. I had to speak so that I'll be comfortable speaking with different kind of people. So I made sure that, and it improved me a lot. So from November to December, from November to April, I changed a lot. Now also I'm speaking good. I'm confident now speaking with different kind of people in any way.
Yeah, language is not very difficult to learn. It is just a few months or one needs to speak and speak and speak. The more you
Yes,
speak, the better you learn. Simple as that. Or speak, listen, read. These are the
yes, sir.
three things that we always tell you in AFPA, that you must listen to English news, you must
Yes,
speak in English as far as possible, and you must read newspaper. So this develops your, and also we tell you to stand in front of the mirror and practice. Once you have prepared a lecture
yes,
topic, you must practice. So that gives a lot of confidence. That one,
yes,
you are building up your content. Two, you are improving your communication. Three, it also
yes.
boosts your confidence. You did that?
Yes, I did everything, sir, whatever told at AFPA. So I practiced in front of the camera. I practiced in front of the mobile camera, recording my things and hearing them back. I did this, so that's also helped me a lot. I consider that that has boosted my confidence also, and it has helped me in getting recommended this time.
Excellent. So, whatever the assessors in AFPA tell you, if you
Yes,
follow that, you can get success. There is absolutely nothing
yes,
stopping it.
yes,
Great.
yes.
Tell me one memorable moment or that you have experienced in AFPA.
So the most exciting, so learning was there. So learning every aspect in all the three tests, learning was there. But I personally enjoyed the adventure part. Getting that exposure was also different kind of thing. Learning was there, but this was something different, sir. Four tasks were given to us. The river rafting was there. So different kind of adventure activities. I remember them a lot. I cherish them a lot right now.
Great. And I'm sure you'll have lot more adventure in the uh, Air Force career ahead. That's wonderful.
Yes,
But unfortunately, with pandemic and all this, we are not operating now. But then we are hopeful of doing the next batch starting from 7th of June. And
yes,
we have also, I don't know if you are aware, we have also shifted to our new location. We
yes, sir.
have
You
come
were
to the
speaking
new
about the new
academy.
location. Yes,
So it is now inaugurated and it is ready. We have done two batches here, one in March and one in April, but thereafter we could not continue. So now perhaps in June we will be able to do it. Wonderful.
yes.
So anything in the SSB that you attempted now, any unexpected thing that came up in front of you in any of the tests and you could not respond to it or something like
No, sir, there was nothing which was unexpected or I wasn't prepared. But yes, conference, I was not expecting that I will be asked questions because the people who went before me they were coming out in 30 seconds. But I thought that I'll be going and sitting there. They'll be asking me how was the stay. I'll be telling that it was good. I'll be in that mindset. But suddenly the different sort of questions came up, and I was shocked at that moment. For a few seconds, I didn't react. Then slowly I came up and I answered them well. That was the only unexpected thing, but I was prepared for that also.
that? Great, wonderful. So your medicals are over.
Yes, so my medicals are over and I am fit for ground duty.
And what was your initial application for? Pilot, flying? No, obviously no, because of the specs.
Yes, pilot
You
was
up-
my last option. Flying was my
Hmm,
last option. So in this particular batch, there was only ground duty for administration and technical part. As I couldn't clear the technical exam, I was not
okay,
eligible for that. Yes,
okay, wonderful. I mean, any branch, ultimately,
yes,
everything is important when you work as a unit.
yes,
So nothing is better or nothing is inferior. Everything is equal, and everybody wears the same uniform. Isn't it?
yes. The stripes and the uniform and the stars matter the most.
Excellent. Yes. So, Nomesh, 5 years of long journey, cherishing this dream to join, wear the uniform. Finally, you have achieved it. And we are extremely happy, Nomesh, to hear about your success. And all of us, we wholeheartedly wish you all the very best for your career. And I'm sure you will serve the nation with pride. You are a second generation Fauji. Your father has
Yes.
served the Indian Army, so you will go on to serve the Indian Air Force. Wonderful.
Yes.
Nothing better than this. Tell me one last
Thank
word. If what would be your message for the future defense aspirants?
Sir, I'll tell them only one thing, sir. Work hard for your dreams. Everybody dreams to don that uniform, irrespective of the olive greens or the blue or the white uniform. It's important to serve the nation. You have to work hard. You have to be determined towards it. It might take a time. It might take a long time, but at the end, the destiny is there, and when you reach it, it's the best feeling ever.
Great. It was wonderful talking to you, Nomesh.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, we wish you all the very best and stay in touch.
Thank you.
And
Yes, sir.
whenever possible, you must come back to AFPA to motivate the future aspirants who come to AFPA.
Yes,
And we
sure,
will
sir.
be more than happy to welcome you. We'll be waiting to welcome you. You
Sure,
can
sir.
get to see the new academy also.
Yes, I'm eagerly waiting for the new academy. I heard a lot about during my stay over there, so I'll be definitely coming back to AFPA, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nomesh, for sparing your time and talking to us. And the purpose of these interactions or these small interviews are to, it helps the viewers. They
Yes,
get
sir.
some insight
Yes,
out of your experience in the SSB, and to also keep them boosted up, motivated. And that's why
yes.
I keep doing this. Thank you so much for sparing your time.
Thank
And
you,
do
sir.
convey my regards to your parents. They must be very
Yes,
proud
sir.
parents.
Yes, sir. They were also saying to say thank you to you for the way you have boosted my confidence and all. They were also thanking the AFPA team, sir.
Thank you so much, Nomesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Jai
sir.
Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.